What is up? This is Colonial Puppet, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and do a video on this Dell Inspiron laptop. Inspiron or Inspiron? I don't know, but specifically this is the Dell Inspiron 5720. I know next to nothing about this laptop, but that is exactly why I am making this video. The one thing I do know about this laptop is that I paid a little bit under $25 for it at a local thrift store. Basically, to give it some backstory, I went to a family-owned thrift store in the area over the weekend, and they had 3 laptops for sale. They had this one, they had a Sony Vaio laptop, and they had a PowerBook G4 titanium laptop. And the other two were definitely more interesting than this Dell Inspiron, but they had some pretty irreversible cosmetic damage. The titanium PowerBook G4 had a bunch of unreversible dents in its body. The Sony Vaio looked as though it had been owned by a chain smoker, and it was covered in like brown and yellow grime and was overall just in pretty rough shape. This one was the safest bet of the 3. It's definitely the newest laptop of the bunch, and it was definitely the most well-preserved laptop as well. But like I said, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it works. All 3 of the laptops were being sold as is, including this one. And as you can see right here, it has as is written poorly on it with the price of $24.29. So basically in this video, we're going to figure out if I wasted my money on this laptop or if I got a steal, because honestly, $25 is not a lot for a relatively modern laptop. If you look on the inside, everything looks pretty pristine. It's only the outside that shows any wear. Just some minor scratches. In terms of what I do know about this laptop, on the front it has an SD card reader. On this side it has the power. It has VGA, HDMI, 2 USB 3.0s, and then a headphone microphone jack. Nothing on the back except for this cool little latch. It is to unhinge this back plate like so. And on the opposite side of this plate, it has Switch by Design Studio, Dell.com/Switch. So I'm guessing this was some personalization option you had for this laptop back when it was new. I don't know if Dell still supports that, but we will try and find that out, I guess. Pop it back into place like so. And on this side, you have a Kensington lock, Ethernet, 2 more USB ports, and what I'm assuming is a DVD-RW drive. And yeah, that's it in terms of I/O. So, like I said in this video, we are going to power this computer up, see if it works, and if not, what's wrong with it. We're going to see if we can fix anything that's wrong with it, and we are going to figure out the specs of this laptop and if it was a good deal for just under $25. Alright, before we turn on the computer, just wanted to point out some things. Intel Core i5, not sure which generation that is. This came with Windows 7, but I'm assuming this looks new enough that it can run Windows 10 just fine. And the inside of the computer is pretty immaculate. I don't see any real damage at all, no scratches, no anything. The keyboard looks barely used. I can see somewhere on like the W key, but that's about it. Yeah, this looks like it was pretty well-maintained computer. Did not suffer any anything major. But anyway, let's turn on the computer. And it boots up. The battery holds a charge. And we get an error, operating system not found. That can mean a couple things. It can mean there's no hard drive in this machine. It can mean the hard drive that is in this machine is dead, or that it was just properly wiped, and we're going to have to just put a clean install of Windows on it. Hoping it's the latter. I don't think it's the other two, given that it's saying no operating system found, and it's not saying that there is no disk found. And when I put my hand on the computer, I definitely feel what could be a hard drive spinning. So the next thing I'm going to do, obviously, let's power it down and open this computer up to see what we have inside and what we have to work with. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this laptop, see what we have to work with. Let's get the battery out. Alright, so this is a Dell 48 watt battery, and it still holds a charge, and it looks like I'm going to have to remove these two screws, which are retention screws, which is nice, so I don't have to worry about losing them. Alright, and then I'm going to use this little iPhone cracking tool, aka a guitar pick, to get this off. Let's see what we have under the hood. Alright, so right off the bat we have a hard drive. So either this hard drive is dead, or it was just properly wiped and no longer has an operating system on it. I'm also seeing this mSATA port, so maybe another option is that this had a boot drive that the previous owner got rid of, though if they got rid of that, I don't know why they wouldn't also get rid of the data drive. And usually these are kind of aftermarket things. They don't really come out of the factory with mSATA, at least from my experience. So my guess is that the operating system was previously on this 2.5-inch hard disk drive, which we are going to figure out now how much storage capacity it has. Hoping it's a lot. I'm guessing 500 gigabytes. At least. But that is wishful thinking. Could be a terabyte. And pop. Alright, and it is 1 terabyte. Wow. Alright, so it's got a terabyte hard drive, which is nice. Granted, we don't know if it works or not, but if it does work, that this computer is already worth the $25 I spent on it. Has both of the RAM slots populated. Let's see, hopefully it's 4 gigs and not 2. And this is 4 gigs of RAM. So this has 8 gigs of RAM on board, which is also nice for 2020. Perfectly acceptable amount of RAM. It also has what looks like this could have been a second 2.5-inch drive bay if it had the SATA port soldered onto the board, but it doesn't, unfortunately. And then you have your Wi-Fi. So yeah, I mean, if this hard drive works, we can get this computer working just fine in this video. And I don't know the graphics that this computer has, if it has onboard graphics or if it has a dedicated graphics chip, then this is definitely worth at least getting a boot drive for, an mSATA boot drive. And this could be a pretty usable and capable laptop. So I'm gonna pop actually I'm going to keep the hard drive out. I don't know why I'm trying to put it back in. So my next course of action is I'm going to hook this drive up to my computer and see if I can get it to mount, see if it works, and if it does, I will format it and see if I can get a fresh install of Windows 10. And if that's the case, then we might have a very capable laptop. So let's do that. Alright, so I'm back, and I was able to format the 1 terabyte hard drive that was inside this computer, which is great. I also made this Windows 10 ISO bootable USB drive that I'm going to be using to install, hopefully, Windows 10 on this laptop. Before I do that, I'm going to plug it in to the power supply that it came with. Unfortunately, this is an HP power brick, as you can see. It is like the generic connector though, so it does fit this computer. It's just the wrong wattage, and the computer doesn't like it, but it still works. You probably don't want to do this, but I'm going to take a chance and use it anyway because I like to live on the edge. And turn on the computer. Actually, no, wait, no, I'm not. That was premature. I'm gonna turn this off. I want to install I want to plug in the USB drive first. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing to install Windows. All right, F1 to continue. Operating system not found. Let's hit enter. All right, and we got the Windows logo, so it detected the USB drive, I'm guessing. So now we're gonna play the wait game. All right, so language to install English, US keyboard, yes. Install now. Setup is starting. So far, so good. Activate Windows. So I don't have a product key per se, but I don't think that's an issue. Let's do Windows 10 Home, custom install, and this is something I was worried about. It doesn't like the format that the drive is in. Show details. Windows cannot be installed to this disk. The select disk is of the GPT partition style. Okay. And I know there is a way to get around this. So we have unallocated space. Next. Copying Windows files. Alright, so I think that worked. So I will see you when it's done doing its thing. Alright, for the CPU we have an Intel Core i5. It looks like it's only 2 cores, but it's hyper-threaded, which is nice. Has a base speed of 2.5 gigahertz. So not bad, not particularly good either, especially in 2020. For the memory, we have 8 gigs of DDR3, 1600 megahertz, which is pretty good. Definitely good for $25. Disk, we have 932 gigabytes, so yeah, we got that terabyte hard drive. So yeah, not too shabby. You really take SSDs for granted until you start using Windows 10 on a mechanical hard drive. I cannot wait. I think it's definitely worth getting the mSATA boot drive for this computer. So it has integrated graphics and Intel HD Graphics 4000, which is, it would have been nice if it had a dedicated graphics chip, but unfortunately it does not. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this computer. I'm gonna maybe put Steam on it, get a mSATA boot drive for it, all that good stuff. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it. $25 for, what? That was weird. Alright, so that's pretty much it. A quick video on trying to revive this thrift store find laptop, and obviously it was pretty successful, pretty easy. It could have been a lot worse, but all in all, this was a pretty good deal. $25 for a Windows 10 Dell laptop. I need to look up exactly when the Inspiron 5270 or 5720 laptop came out, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't within the past 5, maybe 6 years. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be upgrading this computer hopefully in the near future with an mSATA boot drive. But until then, honestly, this is not a bad machine for $25. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, this has been Colonial Puppet. Have a nice day.